Sometimes I feel like I speak a little bit uneven. So let me make it equal. I hate women just as much as I hate men. No, let me switch it because I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm bashing women more. I hate men just as much as I hate women. It's just, I'm not flamboyantly saying I love dick, so y'all probably assume I don't care for men that much, but I've been hurt by both equally. I do understand trash comes in all different colors, all different heights, all different genders, and I hate men and women equally. It's just, it seems like when I have a thought, it's women based because that's where my experience is mainly coming from. Dudes don't typically fuck with me unless it's money. Women do it emotionally, so that's what really bothers me. Like, fuck it, take my money if you want to, but you ain't about to drag my feelings through this. I fucking feel like this, and stop making it feel like I'm not validated. I know I'm not validated here, and that's why I don't come near you. And every time I see a woman just like you, I dismiss you. Like, I don't want to be like, miss. Don't leave, darling. I'll miss you. Like, fuck you. And like I said, dudes mainly fuck with me money wise. So what am I gonna do? Give them a couple black eyes? Why? Walk with my rage? I just know not to make deals with them ever again. And if honestly I wanted to, I could just be like, social media is a great way to ruin people. Tell them the truth. Share my transparent experience, and other people, if they're truly like that, will have the same story to tell too. So go ahead, tell me that I'm telling tall tales, but is everybody, especially if they have the same reoccurrence with you, just different people? Possibly they could all be lying, but somebody's going to look into you one day and find out the true truth and realize that not many people were lying on you. So when I say I hate everybody equally, I truly mean I've had bad experience with dudes and chicks alike. So it's hard for me to figure out who to bash more or bash less. Honestly, I shouldn't be bashing either one because, like I said, there can be good, there can be bad, regardless of the day. The story could be happy, the story can be sad. It's just the person that you get. And honestly, it could also be the moment of the day too, because they could be going through something, so many things that you can't account for. So I try to be genuine in the way that I act, and I try to look for the things that hurt me before. Like, I'm not saying this is you, but I've seen a dude act just like this before, and last time that happened, I had to be pissed, wanting to hit things, wanting to break things, wanting to do things I typically wouldn't do. Like, miss, I'm not trying to say this is you, but the last chick that did this to me had me depressed for months. I almost felt like I could never get out of it. I was crawling on my knees, but that even felt too much for me. I was laying on my stomach, and that even bothered me. I still couldn't move because she paralyzed me so much. I'm not saying this is you, but I've felt this before. I've seen this before. The signs are pointing to the exact same way they used to. I know my intuition is telling me. That's why I'm acting differently. I'm acting accordingly because I can see that there's something being masqueraded in front of me. Please raise the curtain. I don't care what you say. You might say there's nothing behind you. Well, if you have nothing that you are hiding, then let me see. Because truly, I do believe if there's nothing to hide, then you'll be as transparent as possible. If people ask you questions, you answer them politely. But maybe that's how society taught me. If you have nothing to hide, then you'll show happily. But at the same time, you may not have nothing to hide, but it doesn't mean that you have to see everything that is around me. This is my privacy. This is my life. So why the flip do you have to see? Can I see everything around you too? If you're going to ask of me, I should be able to ask of you. So don't be trying to ask of me things I can't ask of you. And not everybody is willing to understand that too. So if I say no, for me personally, most likely, possibly, probably hiding something because honestly, I am open, mainly free, but also I do get moments where I'm like, why? You ain't gotta see shit around me. You ain't gotta be into my shit. Like, stop being so nosy. Honestly, you'd be happier if you didn't stick your nose in that place. Anyways, I've learned don't ask questions I'm not ready to hear the answers for. Because if I expect it to be one way, it's the other way, then do I have the right to be upset? Maybe. That's what happens when you have hopes for things and then you see through true lenses of reality and you realize hopes are just dreams that can't always be. Because I can hope to be a millionaire, and if I'm the one that's working on me, then I can reach it. But if I hope for you to love me, then that's all on you because I could be perfect to somebody else, but not to you. And I'm spending so much time on you that I missed the chance with them because I'm like, uh, it's you. While you're still trying to question if you love me, just be transparent. I've been hurt by dudes and chicks alike, yet I still help dudes and chicks alike. It doesn't really matter. I've done it all. And I could list it, but why? Actually, no, let me tell you, I've given both rides. I've listened to both drama. I've gotten them both out of toxic relationships, and dudes are easier than chicks. Like, shit. If I tell a dude enough times, like, dude, listen, dude, listen, dude, listen, dude, listen, probably about 15 times, he'll finally get it inside of his mind after she's dug him so deep in his hole and he barely can even reach out to me. He knows he needs to let her go. She has too much control. But if I go to the other side of the coin, it doesn't seem to be that simple. It doesn't seem to be that easy. I don't know what the fuck the power of the dick is. Wait, no, it's the hands. Ferociously beating her, leaving marks on her every single night. I don't think she feels safe enough to say what she really wants to, so she stays with him just to stay another day in this world, but she still gets beat. I assume she has a bigger worry if she tries to leave. It won't just be a beating, it will be her last day. Will eulogize her. Will he ever go away? Possibly. Probably not, the way that society seems to look. Depending on his demographic, depending on his location, depending on so many things, we're not trialed equally, sadly. In my perfect world, he would have been taken down because just because you're stronger doesn't mean you have to abuse the power that you have. How do you explain that to somebody that you're weaker than, though? And a weapon makes things level, but I doubt he would be dumb enough to let her have a leveler. Or maybe she didn't have the strength enough to raise it above her head and put it in front of her as a protector. There's so many equations, there's so many variants, there's so many things I try not to think about, but always comes in play in my mind when I always have a bad experience with somebody. Was it all me? Was it your history? Are you just going through a phase? Will I ever know the truth? Will this forever be a mystery inside of my mind? Am I just supposed to keep going through like this didn't mean shit to me? This could be a building block or just clay to me. I'm trying to. I'm trying to. And I think it's because I was stepped down so early in my life, I was able to see that both of them are shitty, not just men, not just women, it's humans. I've been helped alike, I've been hurt alike. It doesn't matter. So trust wisely, trust blindly, but know that the pain, know where it comes from, know who's caused it. Pay attention to see if maybe time without them makes you feel better. And if it does, make a note. Understand. Regardless of how happy they make you feel together, you might feel happier without them. And if you fear that they might hurt you, understand there are people that will help you. There are guys that won't hit you. There are guys that won't hurt you. And if you can't find a straight dude, I'm pretty sure a gay dude, homosexual man, I feel like he would help you. He may understand. I'm not quite sure, but I feel like he may because people hated him just because he was happy. But he couldn't be happy with himself because he liked the same sex and the same sex, but not all of them. Some of them would agree with him. So I feel like if you need help, ladies, at least ask a femme man or somebody that gives a shit for more than just your hips. And if guys, if you need help, ask. I don't know. Nobody's told me I could ask for help yet. In a man's world, I guess just talk to yourself a little bit more. Be softer to yourself. Be more patient with yourself. Because we really have nobody to talk to. Even though lots of people will say, you could talk to me. That's a pretty line. I wonder what story that came from. Must be a fantasy. Because every time I've heard that, nobody was there for me.